Smogcon is a gaming event that has been running for the past several years, but this Smogcon in 2014 is different. Smogcon is evolving to take gamers to new heights, offering more games, more of an experience, and more of what you, the gamers, want. Smogcon 2014 was held at the Mandalay Hotel in Guildford, where the majority of the events were held, but also we had a room at the Radisson Blu. Both of these facilities housed all our staff and all the gamers for the entire 3-day convention, and I must say both facilities were outstanding. Smogcon this year had the most busiest schedule I've ever seen to any convention. As you can see on the screen right now, it was bursting with so much to do over the 3 days that gamers had too much choice almost. But as you can see, over the 3-day weekend, we had tournaments running in Warmachine and Hordes, Dropzone Commander, Malifaux, Bushido, High Command, but also you had casual games as well running, such as the Iron Kingdoms RPG, Monsterpocalypse, Guild Ball, and various sorts of board games such as Netrunner, King of Tokyo, Small Worlds, Battlestar Galactica. The list goes on. As you can see, Smogcon had a lot to offer this year. And like I said earlier, Smogcon wants you, the gamers, to experience this convention the way you want. So as this video continues onwards, you'll see that we are going to be going in and out of different games. Here is the list of stuff that we are going to cover in this video. First off, we're going to cover the Warmachine and Hordes tournaments. Obviously the Masters is a big deal, so we covered that. We also had a chance to sit down with some companies at Smogcon, such as Hawk Wargames, the guys behind Dropzone Commander. Also GCT Games, the guys behind Bushido. And also we spoke to Matt Hart and Richard Loxham, the guys behind Guild Ball. So as you can see, we are going to have several different interviews and overviews of Smogcon. So first, let's get straight into it, shall we? And enter the world of the Iron Kingdoms, which is the Warmachine and Hordes overview. Over the 3 days of Smogcon, we ran competitive and non-competitive games of Warmachine and Hordes, giving gamers the chance to compete to be in the Masters or to win prizes in the Smog Pit. Throughout this segment, winners of tournaments will appear at the bottom of the screen. But moving on, all the feedback I got from asking players was that they all enjoyed the competitive and the casual side of Smogcon's scheduled layout. Whether it was trying to get into a final spot in the Masters, competing in a Midnight Madness event, or playing new players in the Smog Pit to win prizes, they all enjoyed it. So with that said and done, here is the Masters overview.
Hey, this is Norbert Brunhuber, known as Dr. Norbert on the forums, saying hello to everybody. We're on day 3 of Smogcon, and it's Sunday, which means that we're doing the Warmachine Masters. So the reason why this is so cool is because basically for the first 2 days of the convention, people have been competing in the various tournaments we've set up, and only the top 2 people at the end of each of those tournaments are invited into the invitational here on Sunday. So we have 16 best players basically from Friday and Saturday competing to see who's the best player overall, using a very specific format that Privateer Press puts together for this sort of thing called Masters. So what's really exciting for us this year is that we've got about 8 different different nations competing in the 16-man tournament. Some of them are people that we know. Some of them are people that have come kind of out of nowhere. Maybe they're big in their own metas. We don't know that because we don't know all the different nations actually as much as we'd like to. So this has been a really important moment for us as a convention, but also I think for the community in Europe overall, to see people getting together and getting to compete against one another. So we're really excited about it, and this is just the beginning of the day. We'll have to see how things start shaking out when people start dropping out from round to round. It'll be a 4-round tournament, and it'll be done by this evening.
Third place is Ricard Nielsen. Come on up, Ricard. After a very, very tough game, putting it together like a champ, though, is our good friend Martin Hornacek. Come on up. And the new Smogcon champion of champions from Ireland is Anthony O'Reilly.
Hi guys, we're here at the Dropzone Commander booth, and I'm here with Simon from Hawk Wargames. And Simon, what is Dropzone Commander?
Well, Dropzone Commander is a 10mm mass battle sci-fi game. It involves, as the name suggests, drop ships. It's very objective based. You're trying to fly your forces onto the table, competing with opponents, so nothing starts on the board. You fly it all on in turn 1, and you're actively fighting in a city, flying around streets and blocks, trying to find objectives in buildings and then evac them from the board to gain points. And at the end of the game, the person who's found the most objectives and evac wins the game.
Okay, so with the armies, what are the armies?
You've got 4 races at the moment.
Okay.
You've got the UCM, the United Colonies of Mankind. These are the human protagonists. They've just launched a massive invasion to try and reconquer their worlds that were lost to them, and were conquered by the Scourge. The Scourge, these are the evil guys, evil aliens. They're parasitic. They take over their hosts and burrow into their hosts. They don't live forever. They live for about 200 years, and they start to go slowly insane. And they take over worlds, take all their resources, and use them for their own nefarious ends.
Awesome.
And you've got the Post-Human Republic, the PHR. These guys are cyber-humans. They're very sleek, very mech-like, use a lot of walkers. And these guys were part of the human race and split off as a splinter faction, and have now come back and are up to their own ends. No one really knows what they're doing. They're turning up. And you've got the Shaltari. These are the advanced aliens. And these guys use gates to teleport around the tabletop. They're very fragile, but they've got force fields. The only race really to have those, to protect them from damage. And they're very fast and very tricky. And they've been around and done it before, and they're working both sides.
Awesome. So if, for example, if someone wanted to purchase any Dropzone Commander, do you guys have any kind of starter sets or box sets or anything like that?
Yeah, well, we've just released our 2-player plastic starter sets. So that comes with 2 factions, the Scourge and the UCM. You get complete starter armies for those. You get a full copy of the colour rulebook. You also get buildings to play on. You get posters which fold out to form a table, so you can fight on the streets. You get tokens, templates, dice, a full metal tape measure. You get fast play sheets, you get a quick start guide, everything you need to play the game, all in one box.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man. How can we find out more about Dropzone Commander? Have you got a website?
Yeah, if you head to hawkwargames.com, we also have a forum, hawkforum.co.uk. The guys are really friendly on there. We've got a growing community. You can fire questions across to us on the forums, and we'll happily answer them. We've also got Facebook, and you can just, if you search on Facebook for Hawk Wargames, and you can find us on Twitter as well.
Awesome. Alright guys, so that was a Dropzone Commander. I've had a game of it, it was a lot of fun. Simon did beat me, but it was a very, very fun game, guys. So, yeah, you guys are running a tournament.
Yeah, we're running a tournament tomorrow. Yeah, so we've got a whole group of people coming down from all around the UK, and they're going to have a great game.
Awesome.
Great day.
Alright guys, take care, and we'll see you for that tournament.
Thanks, Lou.
Yeah,
Cheers.
no worries. Thanks, Simon. The Golden Frall is the painting competition that happens during Smogcon. For all the winners, go to www.smogcon.org. But for now, enjoy some of these stunning models.
Hi guys, I'm here at the Bushido booth with Toby from GCT Studios. So Toby, what is Bushido?
Bushido, Lee, is a 32mm Oriental-inspired fantasy skirmish game. It's played on a 2x2 board. It's fast-paced, quite an intuitive, easy-to-pick-up mechanic, but has lots of kind of tactical depth and flexibility built in.
Awesome. So in this game, are there different factions, or what can you be in this game?
Yeah, so within the game we've got our own world called the Duar Isles, and at the moment there are 6 factions, ranging from samurai to demon hordes to Yakuza type crime syndicates to temple martial artists, monks, so it's really kind of a bit of, so there's something to appeal to everyone within it.
Awesome. So what inspired you to create this game?
Myself and the other guys at GCT, we've been gamers for many, many years, and like many gamers, we've played lots of different games and really enjoy gaming. And it just came to the point that we were lucky enough and fortunate at a time in our lives to be able to put something out there that we wanted to give back to the community, and we wanted to create a game that people enjoyed. So we thought we would just want to give back and make something.
Sweet. So if any of the guys wanted to see what Bushido's like, have you got a website or any online store or anything?
You can find us at www.bushido-thegame.com, and there's a forum, player locator, store, lots of kind of reference material. The rules are there, free download if you wanted to just kind of pick it up, have a look. All the profile cards are online. Yeah, there's also on Facebook, GCT Bushido.
I know over this period of Smogcon you've run some tournaments like a campaign, and you've got a scenario play going on. How's that been for you so far?
Yeah, so we've had a kind of narrative run campaign. It's more kind of just to keep people in. It's quite fluid. People can come in and play a few games, find out about the story, with the goal to kind of further it for their faction or for themselves. So it's just about having fun, really. And then we've got the Grandmaster tournament tomorrow, with the big prize of creating a model.
Sweet, awesome. So guys, this is Toby. Check them out. The website should be on the below right now. And yeah, thanks for your time, Toby.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Lee.
Bye. So hey guys, we're here at the next exhibition hall, and I'm here with Matt and Rich, and these guys played a game called Guild Ball. You might have heard it, but we want to give these guys a bit more exposure about the game. So guys, what is the game?
So in a nutshell, Guild Ball is a tabletop war game. It's a skirmish level game that focuses on a fantasy sport called Guild Ball, which is an equivalent of medieval football.
Okay. Cool. So with the design of it, is there any real themes that you were going for with it? Like, is there any certain types of races or anything like that, or?
We went for a kind of low fantasy, realistic kind of approach. You think of Game of Thrones, that kind of feel is definitely kind of set in the world we're in. So it's kind of a low fantasy, but kind of real.
So the one thing that you said at the Q&A yesterday was more about the story-driven basis. Can you tell the guys that probably weren't there what's the main story behind Guild Ball?
So the key story is in our world there was a huge amount of war going on, and everyone seemed quite happy to perpetuate this war. Of course, once you build up a grudge, you're never going to let it go, and it's almost an eternal conflict. But when that happens, there's a huge drain on the resources of each country, and the guilds, who basically control the commerce and the trade and everything like that, basically saw their profits going down. So they're like, no, enough's enough. So they basically stepped in and engineered a peace across the nations, and brought all these people together, forged this peace treaty, and now formed this entity called the Empire of Free Cities. what's interesting though is they didn't actually kill all the conflict off, they just brought it in-house. So now suddenly the Guild of Butchers were fighting with the Guild of Fishermen for the right to serve the dinner at a royal wedding and things like that. And so the blood from the battlefields was actually began to be spilled on the streets. So again, the guilds kind of went, well, okay, enough's enough. We can't carry on doing that. So why don't we use an arbitrary way of deciding big decisions like this? Let's use peasant football, and you have that team and you have that team, and whoever wins gets the contract. You know, that's fair, right? So the guilds being the guilds went, yeah, no, that's fair. And in the background they started kind of feeding equipment to these guys. Some ringers crept in, they trained them up, fed them properly to try and give themselves an advantage. And over the years, this almost became de rigueur. So it became official. And now suddenly you've got these professional athletes who play nothing but guild ball. They're trained by the guilds, they're housed by the guilds, and it's escalated up into this global sport now that the masses follow fanatically. When there's big matches on, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people turn up to watch it in these big specially constructed arenas. But like football in our world, you got kids in the street kicking the can around, so guild ball scales up and down, so it's just a huge sport now.
Cool. So if the guys wanted to see any of the models or get behind it, how can they do that, guys?
Right, so you go guildball.com, that's our main website, which most things link from. Most of the updates at the moment are going through the Kickstarter on Facebook, so the Facebook page is facebook.com/guildball, and that'll get you links to the Kickstarter, and it's literally going on there. You also got Google Plus and Twitter, @guildball Twitter, and it's just kind of spiraling from there, and any of those ones will link to all of you, so you'll full access.
So that's just a little glimpse of Guild Ball, guys. Trust me, I'm excited about it, and I only was at the Q&A, and I was just excited about what it could do. So thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
How's Smogcon going for you guys? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's
Great fun. Tiring.
Yeah.
Nothing but demo games all weekend. It's brilliant.
Crazy.
How's the feedback been from the demo games?
We've had every single game has given us something to think about and something to polish the game. So we're really in that process now where we have a baseline of game that everyone is finding enjoyable to play, and yet there's this little finessing that we're just doing here and there. So overall, it's just brilliant. The more games we play, the better the game gets.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for your time. And yeah, check out Guild Ball, guys.
As you can see, Smogcon 2014 was a hit, not just with the gamers, but with the whole gaming community. And guys, we would like to thank each and every one of you who attended this event. Also, if you watched the live stream Masters event as well. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to watch this. Also, we would like to invite you guys to next year's Smogcon 2015, still to be confirmed, but we would love to see you guys there. So guys, until next time, take care and happy wargaming. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to future Bleeped Up Productions content. Take care and have a good one.